Okay, this is Lisa Schaefer again, giving a lap booking workshop. I think we're on part 6. But something has come up. Thank you for keeping track. Something has come up, and I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about it with you, just like I would talk about it with my friends here, okay? There are a lot of lap booking projects available now. This has become a very popular way to supplement your teaching. I use that in air quotes. I always wanted to do that, air quotes on video. Okay. Um, Here's my thing about that, and this is my own opinion, okay? I want to be clear about that. This is my opinion. When I got started doing this, the goal was to have my children own their own education. It was to allow them a way to be creative, for them to be creative, and it was a way for them to have a review of things that they had learned that would be fun, because they would revisit their own project and enjoy what they had learned maybe a year or two in the past. And if you're my 21-year-old, it's been a long time ago that you learned those things. Okay. I wanted that for them. And some of the project things that have come out, very good stuff. I love them. I'm not going to name them all here. I've looked at them, most of them. I find a couple of problems with, personally, again, this is my own opinion. Number one, all the creativity is done for you. They give you the shapes to cut out, they give you the pieces to put together, they tell you the format to put it together in, and they tell you the style of book or mini project to use to put that information and gather that information in. They take that creativity option out. They give all of that to you. Oh, well, you can pick your colors, I suppose, if you want to, color it, paint it, draw on it, but they don't allow you the creative part that I really feel like lap booking offers. Okay. Number one. Number two, I'm not sure how much my children, and granted, I'm not talking about itty bitties, when you're always cutting and pasting things for them when they're little. But when they get older and they can do some of these manipulative books themselves, these mini books themselves, I'm not sure how much help we're giving if we just make more work for mom. She cuts everything out, labels everything, puts it all together and says, here, glue this into pieces or put it all in this shape. I'm not sure that's helpful to mom. I know it's not helpful to this mom. Mine are all grown, and I'm telling you that's not helpful to me. But I'm not sure how helpful it is to other moms. It can be very overwhelming to fill me with a project. And I'll tell you, some of our lap books are crazy big. When we did Sarah Plain and Tall and Skylark units, man, that project is vast. Okay? But it took us 6 weeks. Okay? We did not do all of those projects in a 1-week unit. It was a nice long unit that we did with Beyond 5 in a row, and the kids got to pick and choose the projects they wanted to do for whatever subject it was and whatnot. So that's a bit. I can't see being overwhelmed with 100 different little pieces of things to cut out and paste and color for mom to take care of before she sits the kids down to do it. I'm not sure that's helpful. So now I've talked about the creativity that's missing and the overwhelming abuse of the mom who's got to cut all that stuff. Okay. And then the other issue is, I wanted my kids to practice their own writing. I wanted them to practice their own spelling. I wanted them to create with their own colors. I wanted them to learn how to stay in the lines on their own. When we did our projects, we provided lined paper when they were little, first, second, third grade, and a little older for one of them. But when we did that, they still wrote their own answers. They spelled their own words. I didn't just cut and paste words. I didn't cut the words out, print them out, and cut them for them and put them for them to paste onto their projects. Most of the time, they had to come up with that themselves, unless it was something that, I knew the vocabulary was above and beyond what they were going to be capable of doing, and I just wanted the younger ones to join in with the bigger ones. But most of the time, I wanted them to do the writing. And I realized that writing is kind of becoming a lost art. We're spending a lot of time texting and typing, not doing a lot of writing. I really feel like that's kind of stealing something away from our kids because it is, for the kinesthetic learner, the hands-on learner especially, it's a crucial part of what they're learning. They've got to write it down and work with it, not just cut and paste it. So there's my unsolicited opinion of some really good lap booking materials. It's not that I don't love the fact, and I love that they're offered. I've bought many of them mostly to see what they are and what's offered, But what I'm finding is that my kids and I can probably create a project on our own, creative, they own it, they review the work. It's better for them to learn that way. That is what I have found. So there's my opinion about lap books that are kind of created for you. Like I said, good stuff. But my apologies to those who might be offended by that. I'm not trying to be that. I'm just giving you my opinion after 20 years of homeschooling. So, all right, we'll move on.